Hello, this is Zach with a podcast named Tim here with a review of the Amazon original Invincible. This is a series that debuted in March of 2021. Finally getting around to making my review of it. Will be a few spoilers, or some spoilers, but going to be keeping those hopefully towards the back end of the video, and we'll of course give you ample notice on when they're coming. But Invincible, but before we get into that, please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So Invincible, again, is based on a graphic novel or comic book series of some sort that was done by Rob Kirkman, famous for doing The Walking Dead. And it is a great show, first and foremost. The general overall idea of the series is of Mark Grayson as a 17-year-old who wants to be like his dad, Omni-Man, kind of this universe's version of Superman. He's waiting to get his powers. He gets his powers at 17, and then we get to join him on his adventure of becoming a superhero. There's much more to it than that, but I can't really say without ruining literally the whole plot of the show. Let's just say that things aren't always easy when it comes to being a superhero. The first episode, you do get some tropey things that you would expect from a coming of age superhero story. But watch the first episode. The last ending sequence will sell you on the show. You'll know at that moment when that first episode ends if this show is for you or not. And I was immediately hooked. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes that night because I was like, "Yep, I'm in." I've never read the comic. I should say that it's from Image Comics, but I've never read it. And I've avoided it. I've avoided now that I've gotten so invested in the show, which has been renewed for a second and third season, because I just don't want spoilers and other things are going to be different. And I just want to go in, just to the show without any spoilers. But the animation in the show is great. It has a feel of kind of those DC animated series of the 90s. But just, souped up, kind of like a Hollywood budget version of that. So it looks great. It sounds great. A lot of the fighting sounds and the blood and stuff is done very well. The fighting is so good that it tells such a great story. As far as it's not just gore and blood for being gore and blood. It's there to tell a story, and that's always the best type. The voice acting in the show is amazing. Stephen Yeun, I believe it is, Sandra Oh, and J.K. Simmons are some of the main characters. Mark Hamill's in it, and some other notable voice actors as well. Seth Rogen is a small part, and yeah, it's just a Walt. So I'm just going through Zachary Quinto, Walt Goggins. Some other people as well, Kevin Michael Richardson. So yeah, it's got a good voice cast. I would say if you like The Boys, or if you like darker comics, DC comics kind of style things, check this show out because it is an excellent it's an excellent edition or rendition of the superheroes are what we expect them to be. And it just has, the world of it is fascinating, and it's just a great show. So I'm gonna shift into spoilers right here. So just go check out the show; it's fantastic. But let's get into some spoiler discussion. You have been warned. Mark Grayson, aka Invincible, his dad is again Omni-Man, or Nolan Grayson, and Omni-Man, of course, just murders their version of the Justice League. I think they're called like Guardians of something, Guardians of the Globe or something like that. But he just straight up murders them, and you're like, all right, well, I think I know where this is going, but let's see where. I mean, for a show that is so predictable, as far as kind of where this is leading in the very end. The journey that it takes you on to get there is just fantastic. Some of my favorite characters. I love Invincible. I love Omni-Man. I loved Who else was there that was really good? Rexplode was easy to hate. Robot or Rudy was fascinating, and seeing his what was going to happen with them. The Mauler twins, their dynamic as far as cloning, and you don't know which one's the good clone or which one's the real one or which one's the clone. That whole idea of how they did the cloning here was fantastic. Cecil was great as kind of the Nick Fury leader of this defense force. There were so many great characters and so many really fun ideas. I think the episode, other than the first one that really sold it to me, was there was an episode where there are some aliens that are coming to attack, and then they come back like the next day, but because of the way time works, it's been like 100 years for those, or 30 years or something like that, for those aliens. And so they have gotten stronger and smarter and better, and then they come back again and they're stronger and smarter and better, and they kind of have to keep dealing with that threat. That was just a fascinating take on, I don't know, just all of that was very interesting and well thought out and just well written. I really enjoyed that episode. The episode with, I believe his name is Titan, who's the Rock guy, and his Invincible's trying to help him to take out another bad guy, and just that dynamic where he swerves them at the end. Great. It was just all so good. The whole, and then of course the last, 2 episodes where you have Omni-Man chasing down, trying to get to his son to explain to him why he is doing what he's doing, which of course is just, we're stronger than everyone else. It's kind of like the Saiyans. Like, we're stronger than everyone else. We're here to take over planets. That's what we do. And so all that was just fantastic. And especially in Mark's reaction, like, I'm a human. And Omni-Man, just J.K. Simmons delivering those lines as far as the mom being a pet. And it had the mix of ego from Guardians of the Galaxy and the mixes of the Saiyans. And just all of that, and it was all so fantastic. Sorry, I have a sore throat right now, so I'm sucking on some candy to help me deal with, or I'd be coughing this whole time. It was just such of course, the meme, that thank Mark that has launched and gone and everything. The attention to detail in the show, I can't wait to see where we're going to go now. Now that Omni-Man has left, we had that great moment at the end where, he's like, "What, everyone would die. You're going to live almost forever." And what would you have had? And he said, and Mark says, "I would have had you, Dad." And just that moment where Omni-Man realizes his now kind of human self is in conflict with his Vitramites. I can't ever say their names. Just that dynamic, and he leaves. He didn't finish the deed, so maybe there's still good in him left. But we have more bad guys coming. I just want to see where they're taking this series. It's a fantastic show, and I can't wait to see what's going on. Let me know your thoughts. If you read the comics, cool. If not, did you appreciate it? The show, regardless, I did. And what was your favorite episode? Things you liked? I'm happy to talk about this with everyone in the comments below. Please do subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more fun stuff coming, but I could not pass up the opportunity to talk about this fantastic show, and I cannot wait for season 2. Maybe we'll be doing episode by episode reviews, since I'll be able to keep up with it this time. I don't think I started until like episode 5 was out, and I started the show then. So, thank you for checking out the show, and we'll see you next time here on a podcast named Tim.